There is the critical appreciation of poetry. There is also the critical appreciation of prose. Frequently, they appear in your question paper as mutually exclusive choices. My personal experience is that most students, almost all students, prefer the former and not the latter. This gives an inherent advantage to the candidate who opts to attempt the critical appreciation of the prose piece. If your answer is the only answer before the examiner, it is certainly the best answer before the examiner. So I would advise you, unless you have a special flair for poetry, to attempt the critical appreciation of the prose piece rather than the critical appreciation of the verse piece. If the critical appreciation of poetry is the gold mine in your question paper, the critical appreciation of prose is the diamond mine. Today we shall take a look at the 10 steps which you have to follow, the 10 steps which you have to follow, the 10 easy steps which you have to follow in order to write an amazing critical appreciation of a prose piece. But before we go to the steps, there are a couple of things which I would like to share with you. The first of these is the import of the term critical appreciation. I've said it before. I would like to say it again. Critical appreciation is basically an analytical evaluation. I would like to interpret it in a slightly different way. Look at the term critical appreciation. It consists of two words, critical and appreciation. What is the meaning of the word critical? To be critical of something is to say that something is not good, something is not right, to disapprove of something, to record your opinion that something is not up to the mark or something is wrong in some manner. I shall give you an example. My wife is always critical of my behavior. I'm sure that you will understand the word meaning critical easily now that you have heard this exemplification. What is the meaning of the word appreciate? To appreciate means to say that something is good. To value something for something positive in it. To recognize that something is really good. So I shall give you an example. My neighbor's wife never fails to appreciate my gardening skills. I am certain that you have fully understood the semantic significance of the word appreciate. So you have the term critical appreciation. It means that you have to be critical of what is under consideration. You have also to be appreciative of what is under consideration. The point I'm trying to drive home is that you have to be balanced in your evaluation. You have to be even handed in your evaluation. I think the ideal way to open a critical appreciation would be with a striking observation, with an impressive comment. I'm always someone who believes that you have to put your best foot forward, your best foot forward. So you begin your critical appreciation with a striking comment, and then you follow the 10 easy steps that help you write a brilliant critical appreciation of a prose piece. Let us climb the steps one by one. Point number one, general overview. An excellent way to open your critical appreciation after making a striking remark might be to present a general overview of the passage given to you. Is the passage a long passage or a short passage? What about the number of lines in the passage? How many words are there approximately in the passage? In order to find out the number of words in the passage, the approximate number of words in the passage, you need not count the words. All you need to do is to count the number of lines in the passage and also the number of words in the typical line of the passage. You should multiply the number of lines with the number of words and you get the approximate number of words in the passage. Is the passage divided into paragraphs or is it one long paragraph? Are conversations embedded in the passage? Or is the passage itself one long conversation? Point number two, words and sentences. Here you must analyze the diction of the passage. Diction means choice of words. Does the writer prefer ordinary words or literary words? Conversational words or literary words? Does the writer prefer Latinate words or Anglo-Saxon words? Does the writer prefer long words or short words? Similarly, you must evaluate the sentences used in the passage. Take the length of the average sentence in the passage. How long is it? Does the writer like to use long sentences or short sentences? Does the writer intermix long and short sentences? What kind of sentences? Simple, complex, compound? Does the writer prefer to pose questions or does he prefer to make statements? Point number three, ask the question, who? Who is the speaker? Can you establish his identity? Can you say something about him? What is his standpoint? What is his perspective? To whom is it addressed? Is there a tangible addressee? If there is no tangible addressee, does the speaker have somebody in mind, an audience in mind? Point number 4. Ask the question, what? This is a very important question. What? What is the speaker trying to say? What is the general import of the passage under discussion? What are the themes that are dealt with in the passage? Is the speaker able to convey effectively what he is trying to convey? Point number 5. Ask the question where. Ask the question when. These questions are asked to fix the context of the passage. What is the scenario in which the narrative is cited? Where is the speaker standing? Do you get an idea of the location of the speaker? Do you get an idea of the time? What time of the day? What season of the year is it? The idea is to provide the location, the context, the scenario in which the passage is cited. Point number 6. Ask the question, how? How does the speaker convey what he wants to convey? What is the methodology used? Is he effective in conveying what he wants to convey? Are you satisfied with how he carries out the mission that he has entrusted himself? Point number 7. Logic. Comment on the logic of the passage. Do the arguments follow one another in a logical pattern? Are the arguments supported by examples? Is there anything illogical in what the speaker says? Does the speaker allow his arguments to reach their logical conclusions? On the whole, do you find what the speaker says convincing? If so, why? If not, why not? Point number 8. Figures of speech. Figurative language is non-literal language. Whenever the language deviates from its ordinary course for the sake of effect, it becomes figurative language. It is your responsibility to identify the figures of speech used by the writer. Simile, metaphor, transferred epithet. It is through figures of speech that the writer makes his language forceful, persuasive, and impressive. I shall be doing an independent video on figures of speech shortly. Point number 9. Overall assessment. You have to present an overall assessment of the passage under discussion. What are the strengths of the passage? What are the weaknesses of the passage? On the whole, how do you rate the passage? What aspect of the passage stands out most? Point number 10. Personal response. You can wrap up your critical appreciation by presenting your personal response. How do you respond as a person? This is where you have to make your unique contribution. How do you react to the passage as an individual, as a reader? Please remember that the last impression should be the best impression. It is your responsibility to make a lasting impression on the mind of your examiner. Good luck.